What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I got another episode of the People's Questions, episode 91. Unfortunately, it looks like we got a bit of a short episode this time around since I only got about 3 questions from 2 of you guys out there, along with an audience question. But heck, I gotta work with what I get. Plus, this also has allowed me to actually do a couple of announcements at the end of the video. But to jump to you guys' questions, the first 2 questions come from Criticism Guy 2009, and your first question was, do I think that they should stop making these paranormal activity films? Personally, I'll be honest with you, I have never seen any of these paranormal activity movies. I've just not been all that interested into them. I think the closest film that I have actually seen that kind of relates to paranormal activities would be the movie Haunted House, which came out earlier this year, which is basically a parody of that. I would say that's the closest that I've seen to one. But it's kind of a simple matter of the studio knows that they can make these movies cheap and that there's an audience for it. And so it's, it's the basic formula of, we can actually spend less money and then we'll get more gross. And so we're actually making a serious profit off of a very cheap project. And there is an audience out for this. They will go see these movies year after year. It's just like the Saw franchise. It's just like a number of other franchises that come out every single year. It's like the Call of Duty franchise. Technically, you're getting practically the same product, but people will see it or buy it every year after year and year. And heck, if people are willing to go buy it, then they'll keep making them. But personally, yeah, I think they should stop. These movies just aren't all that interesting. They're simply made, and they never seem to attempt to even elevate its own standards. So, yeah, I think they should stop, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And your next question was, do I think it's a good idea that Paul Rudd or Joseph Gordon-Levitt could be cast as Ant-Man? I'll be honest, I actually like both of these choices. However, if I actually had to pick which one I would like to see play Ant-Man, I would actually pick Paul Rudd. Reason being is, I know for a doubt that Joseph Gordon-Levitt is more than capable of being able to pull off a character like that. But the fact that Paul Rudd, as far as I know, I've never actually seen him in anything like this that would prepare him for a part like that, because I've mostly seen him usually only in comedies. So if he actually could pull this off, I would be much more impressed. So it's the basic formula for me is that you can either pick with an obvious safe choice, because I have no doubt that Joseph Gordon-Levitt could do Ant-Man, or Paul Rudd, which I'm not sure because I have not seen him do anything that would prepare him for this role, but if he could pull it off, I would be much more impressed if Paul Rudd would play Ant-Man than Joseph Gordon-Levitt. But both would be very solid choices, depending on which one they pick. And the last question of the day comes from, going by the name of Big Phil 2695, and your question was actually a little bit more interesting because you asked another versus question, and you want me to put into the combat zone who would win in a fight between Count Dooku or the Dark Lord Sauron from Lord of the Rings. This was actually a little bit interesting, and I really like your thinking of kind of taking these two different worlds. But I'm assuming that we're talking about Sauron in his normal physical form. Okay, well, in terms of overall skill set, Sauron, from what we saw in the movies, is only as powerful with his ring. So I think that in terms of overall devastating power force, I think Lord Sauron could take on Dooku in that type of form. But Count Dooku is much more of a speed fencer with his lightsaber, with his Moxie style, which would technically enable him to actually outspar Sauron. And using his powerful abilities of being able to tear out information from a victim's mind, even unknowingly, I think that using his ability of the dark side of the Force, he might be able to retrieve information from Sauron as they're combating each other, that the ring is the source of his powers. And as we clearly saw in episode 2, he's more than capable of cutting off a hand or an arm. So really all Count Dooku would have to do is just sever Sauron's arm or his hand from, so just disconnect his main body from the ring, and Sauron would explode. So in that term, I would say that Count Dooku probably could take on Sauron. However, I do believe that in terms of power, it'd be pretty even, simply because Sauron is definitely the quintessential villain of the dark forces, but Count Dooku is much more he's much more creative with his use of the dark side of the Force, and it's unclear if both of these powers are similar or if they work the same way. So I would say Count Dooku would win. And with that, that is all the questions that I got from you guys. And to ask you guys an audience question for you and me, for my bro Smooth Ace, he wanted to know if I could pick between having a dragon or a wolf as a pet, which would I pick? Well, I actually think this one's pretty obvious. I would unquestionably pick a dragon simply because a wolf is more like a dog. And I'm sure dogs are fun and all, but, you know, they only last for so long. As for dragons, have very exceptional lifespans. And if you've seen the movie Dragonheart, which is actually probably my favorite movie involving a dragon, if I was actually injured in any major way, my dragon could actually do the whole Dragonheart technique and share his heart with mine, or I could share his heart, and that would make me technically immortal. So I could choose between a wolf and take care of them till I get old for a good, I don't know, 60, 70 years, or I can pick up a dragon, share his heart, and live forever. So, dragon. But tell me, which would you pick, dragon or wolf? And on a side note, dragons can fly. So heck, if I had a dragon, I could fly and visit all of you guys all the time and hang out and do all kinds of crazy antics. And with that, that is this episode of People's Questions. If you're new to this channel, please feel free to type in any question on anything. It doesn't even have to be movie or video game related in the comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them in next Friday's episode. And just as a reminder for you guys, since I am filming this on Wednesday, by the time this video is up, I should have picked up my Batman Arkham Origins Collector's Edition, and if not already, have filmed the unboxing video. So be sure to look out for that one, because I'm sure to probably entertain you guys pretty well with the official third entry into the Arkham series. And if you like this video, please like, comment down below, and please subscribe to check for me my future movie reviews, video game reviews, and episodes of People's Questions. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.